Introduction: A World Unveiled. In the quiet hamlet of Willowville, where everyday life meandered at a gentle pace, resided a young woman named Emily. With her chestnut hair, bookish demeanor, and a heart brimming with curiosity, Emily was an unassuming fixture in the town. She inhabited the cozy realm of the local bookstore, where the aroma of well-worn pages mingled with the soft rustling of turning leaves, and the steady rhythm of life flowed like the babbling brook that wound its way through the heart of the town. Emily's life, like the town itself, was a tapestry of the everyday. She rose with the sun, greeted customers with a warm smile, and arranged books on the shelves with a meticulousness that bordered on reverence. Her existence was one of comforting predictability, a symphony of quotidian moments. Yet, as the old adage reminds us, even the most unassuming places can hide the most extraordinary secrets, and the most ordinary lives can take the most unexpected turns. One fateful morning, as Emily went about her customary duties, a book long forgotten and nestled in the darkest corner of the store beckoned her. It was as if the book had whispered her name, drawing her closer to its faded spine. With gentle fingers, she retrieved the volume and, to her astonishment, discovered within its yellowed pages a crumpled piece of paper. Upon this paper was a message, written in an elegant script that seemed to dance upon the parchment. Seek the hidden key beneath the ancient oak tree at the stroke of midnight. The pulse of excitement that coursed through her veins was electrifying. The once tame rhythm of her existence quickened, and the well-trodden paths of Willowville now seemed to branch out into uncharted territory. Emily knew that her life was about to embark on an extraordinary journey, one that would challenge the boundaries of the everyday and propel her into a world of mystery, magic, and adventure. With the setting sun casting long shadows and the moon rising like a silvery coin in the indigo sky, Emily waited for the stroke of midnight, when the ordinary would give way to the extraordinary. Armed with a flashlight and a heart full of anticipation, she ventured into the moonlit night, following the enigmatic message's call to seek the key beneath the ancient oak tree. As she approached the gnarled, centuries-old oak, its massive branches formed eerie silhouettes against the moon's luminous glow. The air was thick with suspense, and her breath hung in small clouds as she knelt by the tree's roots. There, half buried in the earth, she discovered an ornate key that gleamed like a star in the night sky. It was a key that would unlock not just a hidden chest, but a door to a realm of wonder and enchantment. Emily's heart raced as she held the key in her hand, and in that moment, the promise of adventure became a tangible reality. She knew that the path ahead was uncertain, but she couldn't resist the allure of the unknown. Little did she know that this key was merely the first step in a journey that would lead her to magical realms, extraordinary challenges, and the discovery of a power that could change her life and her town forever. And so, with the ancient oak tree standing as a silent witness to her transformation, Emily's ordinary life was about to unfurl into an extraordinary tale of courage, discovery, and the limitless possibilities hidden within the everyday. In the chapters that follow, we shall embark on this thrilling journey alongside Emily, as she uncovers the mysteries that lie beneath the surface of Willowville, and reveals the extraordinary potential that resides within us all.
Chapter 1: A Mysterious Message. The quaint town of Willowville, with its cobblestone streets and charming cottages, was known for its tranquil beauty and the warm-heartedness of its inhabitants. Nestled between rolling hills and a dense forest, it was a place where time seemed to move at a leisurely pace. Willowville's heart, however, beat with a sense of community that was as inviting as the aroma of freshly baked bread wafting from Mrs. Thompson's bakery. Amidst this picturesque backdrop, Emily lived a life that was the embodiment of simplicity. Her small apartment above the bookstore was filled with stacks of books, each with stories waiting to be discovered. Emily herself was a bookworm of the highest order, always eager to share her latest literary finds with the town's book-loving residents. Emily's routine was a comfortable one. Mornings were reserved for leisurely sips of tea, afternoons for helping customers find their next favorite read, and evenings for losing herself in the pages of a novel. She had grown accustomed to the gentle rhythm of Willowville, finding solace in its familiarity. One sunny morning, as Emily dusted off the shelves in preparation for another day at the bookstore, a ray of sunlight pierced through a gap in the curtains and illuminated a forgotten corner. There, nestled among the rows of classics, was a book that seemed to beckon to her. It was an ancient tome, its leather cover worn and its pages yellowed with time. The title, The Chronicles of Serendipity, was etched in ornate letters that hinted at the mysteries held within. Curiosity piqued, Emily carefully pulled the book from its resting place and brushed away the accumulated dust. As she opened it, her eyes widened with surprise. Tucked between the pages was a small, crumpled piece of paper, as delicate as the wings of a butterfly. It bore a message, penned in a handwriting so elegant it seemed to dance upon the page. Seek the hidden key beneath the ancient oak tree at the stroke of midnight. The message sent a shiver down Emily's spine, and her heart quickened with anticipation. She had always dreamt of adventures beyond the pages of her beloved books, and now it seemed that an adventure had found her. The town of Willowville, usually steeped in tranquility, suddenly seemed charged with an electric energy. With trembling hands, Emily carefully folded the message and tucked it into the pocket of her apron. She couldn't keep this revelation to herself. As she went about her work, arranging books and assisting customers, her thoughts raced. Who had hidden this message in the old book? And why had fate led her to discover it now? The hours passed slowly that day, each tick of the clock echoing the anticipation that simmered within her. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the town settled into its nighttime hush, Emily couldn't wait any longer. The time had come to embark on her mysterious journey, to seek the hidden key beneath the ancient oak tree at the stroke of midnight. Her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation, Emily closed the bookstore for the night and made her way home to prepare for what lay ahead. The ordinary world she had known was about to give way to the extraordinary, and the adventure that had found her promised to change her life in ways she could scarcely imagine.
Chapter 2: The Midnight Search. The town of Willowville slumbered peacefully under the soft glow of the moon as Emily, guided by the mysterious message, ventured into the heart of the forest. The path to the ancient oak tree was shrouded in shadows, the occasional hoot of an owl or rustle of nocturnal creatures adding an eerie soundtrack to her journey. Carrying a flashlight that cast a narrow beam of light through the darkness, Emily made her way through the dense underbrush. The old oak tree, a sentinel of time itself, stood as a looming silhouette in the moonlight. Its massive branches stretched out like skeletal fingers, their gnarled forms seeming to reach out in all directions. The forest was a symphony of sounds, a distant babbling brook, the gentle whisper of leaves in the breeze, and the occasional rustle of unseen creatures. The night had an otherworldly quality, as if it held its breath in anticipation of what was to come. Emily's footsteps echoed in the stillness as she approached the ancient oak. Her heart raced with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Would the key be there, as the message had promised, waiting for her beneath the roots of the tree? She knelt by the massive roots of the oak, her flashlight's beam revealing the intricate web of soil and roots beneath her. It was as if the earth itself held its secrets close, guarding them with layers of history and time. With trembling hands, Emily carefully began to dig away the dirt and fallen leaves, her heart pounding in her chest. Minutes stretched into what felt like hours, but Emily's determination never wavered. And then, as if guided by destiny itself, her fingers brushed against something cool and metallic. With bated breath, she unearthed it, a key, ornate and gleaming, just as the message had described. The key felt heavy in her hand, and its intricate design seemed to shimmer in the moonlight. It was a key to what, she couldn't be certain, but one thing was clear: it had unlocked a door to a world of possibilities, a world beyond the confines of Willowville's familiar streets and cozy bookshop. With the key safely in her possession, Emily retraced her steps back to the town, her heart lighter than it had ever been. She couldn't help but wonder what awaited her now that she held this enigmatic key, a key that had the power to unlock not just physical doors, but the door to an adventure that would challenge her perceptions of the ordinary and the extraordinary. The town of Willowville lay still and silent as Emily slipped back into her apartment. The clock on the wall struck midnight, a reminder of the pivotal moment that had set her on this path. She couldn't sleep, her thoughts racing with the possibilities that lay ahead. The world outside her window seemed different now, transformed by the promise of what was to come. As Emily lay in her bed, the key resting on her bedside table, she couldn't help but wonder about the author of the message, the purpose behind this hidden key, and the extraordinary journey that awaited her. The mystery had only just begun, and the pages of her own adventure were still blank, waiting to be filled with the remarkable stories of what lay beyond the ancient oak tree.
Chapter 3: The Enchanted Chest. The days following Emily's discovery of the mysterious key passed in a blur of anticipation and excitement. She couldn't shake the feeling that her life in Willowville was on the cusp of a remarkable transformation. As she went about her usual routine in the bookstore, her thoughts constantly returned to the ornate key and the enigmatic message. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the crimson hues of twilight painted the town, Emily decided it was time to investigate the key's purpose. She locked the bookstore and made her way to the forest cottage mentioned in the message, clutching the key tightly in her hand. The cottage, hidden amidst a thicket of trees and enveloped in a cloak of ivy, appeared straight out of a fairy tale. Its time-worn exterior exuded an air of enchantment, as though it held secrets that were as old as time itself. With trembling fingers, Emily inserted the key into the cottage's ornate lock. It clicked open, and she pushed the heavy door, which groaned in protest, revealing a dimly lit room filled with curious objects. The air was thick with the scent of ancient parchment and the faint hum of enchantment. At the center of the room, bathed in a soft, otherworldly light, stood an exquisite chest. It was adorned with intricate carvings of mythical creatures, and its surface shimmered with a faint iridescence. Emily couldn't help but be captivated by its beauty and the aura of magic that seemed to emanate from it. Approaching the chest cautiously, Emily hesitated for a moment before opening it. As the lid creaked open, a gasp escaped her lips. Inside, the chest revealed a world of wonder, a realm filled with trinkets of all shapes and sizes, vials containing mysterious potions, and a parchment that seemed to be a map leading to uncharted territory. Her heart raced as she examined the contents. The trinkets held an ethereal glow, and the potions emitted a soft, mesmerizing light. The map, however, was the most intriguing of all. Its parchment was old and weathered, its ink faded with time, but the markings were clear, an intricate web of trails, landmarks, and symbols that pointed to a destination unknown. Emily knew that this map held the key to her next adventure, and with a sense of determination, she decided to follow its cryptic instructions. The world beyond the cottage's walls beckoned her, promising the kind of enchantment that could only be found in the pages of the most fantastical tales. Closing the chest, Emily carefully locked the cottage and made her way back to Willowville. The evening sky was adorned with a canopy of stars, each one seemingly conspiring to illuminate her path. The journey ahead was uncertain, but her heart brimmed with excitement. As she lay in her bed that night, the map resting beside her, Emily couldn't help but wonder about the mysteries that awaited her beyond the Enchanted Chest. Her dreams were filled with visions of magical realms, hidden treasures, and the countless stories yet to be written on the pages of her unfolding adventure. The ordinary life she had known was fading into the background, giving way to the extraordinary world that beckoned her forward.
Chapter 4 The Quest Begins. The next morning, Emily woke with a sense of purpose that she had never felt before. The map from the Enchanted Chest lay on her bedside table, its faded markings and cryptic symbols like a puzzle waiting to be solved. It was clear to her that her life in Willowville was about to take an extraordinary turn. Determined to unravel the map's secrets, Emily meticulously examined its intricate details. The symbols seemed to hint at a journey through the forest, across rivers, and into caves hidden beneath the earth. It was a path that beckoned her to explore the uncharted territories that lay beyond the boundaries of her beloved town. As she prepared for her quest, Emily packed a satchel with supplies, a canteen of fresh water, a pouch of trail mix, a trusty compass, and a notebook to record her discoveries. She also donned a pair of sturdy hiking boots and a warm jacket, for the map hinted at a journey that would take her through varying landscapes and unpredictable weather. Leaving a note for Mrs. Thompson, her neighbor and friend, Emily set off on her quest, her heart brimming with anticipation. She ventured deep into the forest, where the towering trees formed a natural canopy overhead, dappling the forest floor with patches of sunlight. The path was overgrown with foliage, and the forest was alive with the hum of insects and the songs of birds. As Emily ventured deeper into the woods, she encountered the magical creatures that had once seemed the stuff of fairy tales. A wise old owl perched on a branch offered her guidance, its hoots filled with ancient wisdom. A group of playful squirrels chattered excitedly as she passed by, as if sharing secrets of the forest. And beneath a mossy rock, she found a mischievous leprechaun who posed a riddle, challenging her wit and intellect.
With each encounter, Emily felt more connected to the enchanting world around her. She learned to read the signs of the forest, the rustling leaves that hinted at hidden streams, the patterns of animal tracks that led her in the right direction, and the gentle breeze that carried the scent of wildflowers. The map symbols proved to be more than mere markers on a page. They guided her to hidden glades filled with blooming wildflowers, to the banks of crystal-clear streams where she could quench her thirst, and to the mouth of a cave that seemed to beckon her with an air of mystery. As Emily entered the cave, her flashlight's beam revealed a world beneath the earth, a labyrinth of winding tunnels and glistening stalactites. The journey through the cave was not without its challenges, but Emily pressed on with determination, her heart filled with a sense of adventure that grew stronger with each step. At last, she emerged from the cave into the embrace of the moonlit night. The map's markings now led her to the base of a towering mountain, where an imposing figure awaited her, a dragon, its scales glistening like polished emeralds, guarding the ultimate treasure. The dragon, however, offered her a challenge instead of a fight. "To prove your worth," it rumbled, "answer my riddle." Emily, drawing upon the wisdom she had gained on her journey, took a deep breath and solved the riddle, earning the dragon's respect and the reward it guarded, a magical crystal that granted a single wish. As she held the crystal in her hand, Emily's heart swelled with gratitude for the extraordinary journey she had undertaken. The map had guided her through a world of enchantment and challenges, and now she held a wish that could change her life and the lives of those in Willowville forever. With the crystal safely tucked away, Emily descended the mountain, her heart brimming with newfound confidence and determination. The journey was far from over, and the map still held secrets waiting to be uncovered. Emily's quest had begun as a mysterious adventure, but it had transformed into a profound journey of self-discovery and courage, and she was more determined than ever to continue her extraordinary adventure in the pages of her unfolding story.
Chapter 5: The Dragon's Challenge. As Emily descended from the towering mountain, the dragon's rumbling voice echoed in her ears, its words a reminder of the challenges she had faced and the wisdom she had gained on her extraordinary journey. She felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination, knowing that she was on the cusp of uncovering even greater mysteries. The map in her possession still held uncharted territories and unexplored realms, and she couldn't wait to see where it would lead her next. With the magical crystals safely tucked away, Emily retraced her steps through the winding tunnels of the cave and emerged into the moonlit night, where the forest awaited her. Her path now led her to a dense thicket of trees, their branches interwoven like a fortress of nature. The path ahead seemed obscured, and Emily had to rely on her instincts and the lessons she had learned on her journey to navigate the labyrinthine woods. As she ventured deeper into the thicket, the air grew thick with the scent of moss and earth. The path became increasingly narrow, and Emily had to use her flashlight to guide her way. It was then that she heard a soft, melodic humming, like the song of a hidden stream. Following the sound, Emily soon stumbled upon a clearing bathed in the soft glow of bioluminescent mushrooms. At the center of the clearing stood a shimmering pool, its surface rippling with an otherworldly light. It was there that she encountered a group of woodland fairies, their wings sparkling like diamonds. The fairies welcomed her with open arms, their laughter like the tinkling of wind chimes. They shared stories of the forest and its secrets, of ancient trees that held the memories of centuries, and of hidden glades where time stood still. In return, Emily told them of her quest and the magical crystal she carried, which had granted her a single wish. The fairies, with their knowledge of the forest's secrets, offered to guide her further on her journey. They explained that the map she held was not just a path to physical locations but a map of self-discovery, a journey of the heart and spirit as much as a journey through enchanted lands. With the fairies as her guides, Emily continued her quest. They led her to a crystal-clear lake where she saw the reflection of her true self, an adventurer filled with courage and determination. She encountered talking animals who shared their wisdom, and she learned the ancient songs of the forest, each note carrying the magic of the woods. As the days turned into weeks, Emily's connection to the forest deepened, and she felt as though she had become a part of the very fabric of nature itself. The fairies, in their playful and mischievous ways, taught her to see the world with fresh eyes, to appreciate the beauty in the smallest of details, and to find wonder in the ordinary. One day, as they ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, Emily and the fairies came upon a magnificent tree, a colossal oak that had stood for centuries. Its gnarled branches stretched toward the sky, and its roots delved deep into the earth, connecting with the very heart of the world. It was here that Emily had a revelation. The true treasure of her journey was not the magical crystal or the enchanting landscapes she had encountered, it was the profound transformation that had taken place within her. She had discovered a strength and wisdom she had never known, and a deep connection to the natural world that surrounded her. With gratitude in her heart, Emily bid farewell to the fairies and the ancient oak tree. Her journey through the forest had been a lesson in self-discovery and the magic of the world around her. She knew that her quest was far from over, but she faced the future with a newfound sense of purpose and a spirit that was unbreakable. As she ventured onward, the map's symbols still held secrets waiting to be uncovered, and Emily knew that she was ready for whatever challenges and enchantments lay ahead. With the lessons of the forest guiding her, she continued her extraordinary adventure, eager to see where the map would lead her next.
Chapter 6: A Wish Come True. Emily's journey through the forest had been nothing short of transformative. Her encounters with fairies, talking animals, and the ancient oak tree had enriched her spirit and broadened her horizons. With the lessons of the natural world in her heart, she felt more prepared than ever for the final leg of her adventure, guided by the enigmatic map and the magic of her quest. The map's symbols led Emily to the edge of the forest, where a winding river flowed lazily through a meadow carpeted with wild flowers. The path was clear now, and the journey ahead seemed both exhilarating and poignant, for she knew that the end of her quest was drawing near. As she followed the course of the river, the landscape shifted around her. Rolling hills gave way to rocky terrain, and the gentle meadow transformed into a rugged canyon. The journey was challenging, but Emily's determination carried her forward, fueled by the knowledge that she was on the cusp of uncovering the final secrets of her extraordinary adventure. The river, with its clear waters and melodious song, was a faithful companion on her journey. It led her through towering cliffs and into the heart of a canyon where the very rocks seemed to whisper ancient tales. Emily felt as though she were journeying through a land untouched by time, a place where the ordinary boundaries of reality blurred into the extraordinary. At last, Emily reached the end of her journey, a hidden waterfall that cascaded down a sheer rock face, its waters sparkling like diamonds in the sunlight. It was here that the map's symbols pointed her to a large, moss-covered boulder at the base of the waterfall. Emily approached the boulder with a sense of reverence, for she knew that her quest had led her to this pivotal moment. As she examined the boulder, Emily discovered a small niche carved into its surface. Inside, nestled among delicate ferns, lay a final treasure, a magnificent, iridescent crystal, much like the one she had received from the dragon. This crystal, she realized, was the final piece of her adventure, the key to unlocking the true purpose of her quest. With a sense of gratitude and anticipation, Emily held the crystal aloft and made her wish. The words of her heart flowed from her lips, a wish that encompassed not just her own desires, but the hopes and dreams of the entire town of Willowville. In an instant, the crystal shimmered with a brilliant light, and Emily felt a surge of energy radiating from it. She knew that her wish had been granted, that the magic of the crystal had the power to change the lives of those she cared about most. With the crystal's power now spent, Emily gazed at the waterfall with a sense of contentment. Her extraordinary adventure had come full circle, and she realized that the true treasure of her journey was not the magical crystals or the enchanting landscapes, but the profound impact she could have on the world around her. As Emily made her way back to Willowville, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The lessons she had learned, the wisdom she had gained, and the magic she had encountered had transformed her into a force of positive change. She knew that she could use her newfound knowledge and the power of the crystals to make her town a better place. And so, back in Willowville, Emily embarked on her mission to share the wisdom of her adventure with the townsfolk. She opened a community center in the town's library, a place where people of all ages could gather to learn, explore, and find their own sense of wonder. Through books, music, art, and shared experiences, Emily helped to foster a sense of unity and connection among the townspeople. Her story became legendary in Willowville, a tale of courage, discovery, and the limitless possibilities hidden within the everyday. Inspired by Emily's journey, the people of the town began to embark on their own adventures, whether within the pages of a book or beyond the boundaries of the town. And so, in the heart of a small town, a young woman named Emily had proven that even the most ordinary of lives could be filled with extraordinary possibilities. Her adventure had not only changed her own life, but had ignited a spark of curiosity and exploration in the hearts of all who knew her. As the years passed, Willowville thrived as a place where the ordinary and the extraordinary coexisted, where the everyday was infused with the magic of possibility, and where the enchantment of life's adventures was never far from reach. Emily's story became a testament to the power of a single journey to transform not only the individual, but the entire world around them, one extraordinary chapter at a time.